Hey, what's going on, internet? Thanks so much for watching the Retail Tale again. So today we're going to watch and listen as Gevin walks us through a little bit of tactical arbitrage, how he uses it to run his online arbitrage business, and how you can be successful using the exact same subscription. Let's get started.
This is the Retail Tale by the Bearded Veteran.
All right, so we're here with Gevin, and he runs online arbitrage. I'm not sure if I'm going to place our little interview before or after this, but basically we are going to take a look at tactical arbitrage, and I am showing him my process for running through the recording, putting the video together, and all that stuff. So basically, right now, as you can see, the shot on the right-hand side is still just me. Okay. So when I want to change that, I have this selected. I just push that arrow right there, and now everybody gets to see the same thing we do.
Okay.
And of course, you're going to make sure that you have your audio settings right and everything. Mm-hmm. And then whenever I want, I can say, you know, in this episode of the Retail Tale, we are actually looking at online arbitrage and going to be taking a look at the software that most people use to do that. Along. Alright, so this is tactical arbitrage. This is my account, but it shouldn't be too difficult for you to navigate that, right?
Yeah, that seems pretty easy.
So you want to tell me what to do, or you want to sit here?
Yeah, I can tell you.
Okay.
I can direct you since you're already driving. Of course, if you're going to do a product search, you're going to go up to product search on the left-hand tab. From there, it's going to populate this window. Under product search, at the top here, you have UPC sites and products only. I usually click that one to yes, so that way I have a clean UPC, so that way it's not giving me too many mismatches. Of course, we're sourcing from the US on .com. That's going to be a default since we set up on Amazon.com. As you go down to website, the drop down for the website, it's going to give you all the UPC sites that you can actually use.
What's your favorite one?
My favorite one right now would be Chewy.com.
Chewy?
Yeah, Chewy. If you, is that one not coming up? It might have went from being CH, yeah.
CHE.
All right. Well, if you're not going to use that one, use Everything Kitchen. Everything Kitchen. That one right there. That's pretty good. Yeah, no. Usually my rule of thumb with the websites is, of course, you can search your big boxes, but the more refined website or the more obscure website you can find, I actually found to be better. So the ones that most people haven't heard of, those are usually the ones I source, because a lot of people are going to source Walmart, they're going to source Target, they're going to source some of the larger big box
stores. I feel like maybe that's where some of my problems were coming from.
Yeah, because everybody that uses tactical arbitrage, that's the first thing they're going to go to, because they recognize those actual store names.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I usually source. So we're going to go over here to the Easy Bulk feature, which makes it so much easier now.
Hence the name.
Yeah, Easy Bulk, right? Level 1, we're going to select whichever category that you want to start with. So let's start with clearances. Start with the clearance category. And we're going to select that one, add it to bulk. It looks like that's going to give us 6. So we have a maximum of 50. So let's select another one. 500, right? Yeah, 50, yeah. Not 500. Yeah. Let's see. So if you go down to, you can select whichever ones that you like. Cookware is usually a good one. You got back to school, cookware. Yeah. You can select any of them that you think would be good for you. Scroll down.
Can I do multiples right here, or do I have to add each one?
You can do multiples right here, actually.
Cuisine art, cutlery, deals, why not?
Deals is always a good one. Cookware sale, that's always a good one.
Already got clearance.
Yeah, I already have clearance in there.
Featured products, maybe. Fudge, making me hungry. Guacamole, what is it? What is this? What is this?
There's some pretty obscure categories there. But.
Yeah. I feel like that has to do with the way the website is coded.
Yeah.
And
it's usually going to be the way that the top titles are.
Okay, so we got 67 out of it.
It's weird you can't search them all. You must have a lot more.
Well, I can do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's search the whole site.
And
Well, that's why. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. From there, you're going to go down to easy bulk is at current, so you're good. You're at your maximum, which is 500, which is good. Let's go down to filters. Under filters, you're going to your source price adjustment. So if you have a coupon for certain stores, usually at this point, one of the best practices is I've seen people that have gone in and went to every site that's listed on Tactical Arbitrage and signed up for their mailing list. So that way, whenever they have a sale or a coupon, it goes directly to their email and they can use it in conjunction with what they found on Tactical Arbitrage.
That's good.
So if you have a certain percentage off, you can put it here. This is also a good place to put if you have your cash back like Ebates or Top Cash Back, or if there's any other promotion that you know of. That's usually a good idea to put it in there. On the right hand side,
what is Ebates typically? 1%?
it depends. I mean, it
just
can be as much as 12%. It can be, yeah. I mean, if you go like to Walmart, it's like 10%. Well, it was at one point.
Yeah, in certain categories.
Yeah, in certain categories, yeah.
All right.
So, if you're in a sales tax state, then of course you're going to put the applicable sales tax there. And then we're going to go down to remove. One of the things you definitely want to do on your filters, or you don't want to do, is put too many in your filters, because you want to cast a wide net,
right?
And then once you have that information, you're able to sort it by however you want to sort it. One of the mistakes I made in the beginning was I went filter crazy and selected a bunch of them. And I was like, why am I getting that many results? So, for current rank, so one of the things I usually use is current rank. Usually I don't want anything that's over 450,000.
So you use current and not average 90 days?
It depends. It depends on what I'm searching for. In this category, it's not going to be too seasonal in kitchen. But if we're talking about something that's a little bit more seasonal, then yeah, I'm going to use the average rank. But usually 400,000 will get you 400,000 BSR will usually cast a pretty wide net.
Okay.
I don't care about how many sellers there are, third-party sales results. I usually do 2 searches for the same one. You see the one that says remove out-of-stock products? One thing that you want to do is you want to leave that off for the initial search. And then if you find some really great products that are out of stock, you can have them email you once those items are back in stock. So that way you don't have to go through the whole process again of scanning that exact same store.
Right.
But that's one thing that I usually leave off. I do usually remove if Amazon is the seller and now in stock. I don't like to compete with Amazon. Everybody has a different philosophy on that. Sometimes Amazon does share the buy box. So, if you feel like you want to gamble on that, hey, I say go after it. But usually that's what I'm going to, let's see, I think that's it. Yeah, usually that's what I'm going to remove if I'm going to remove any.
So with books, this is not much of an issue.
Right.
Just in my experience, because I think Dominic asked about that, and some other people brought it up too. But you're cranking out so many, especially because one thing we do, which might be a little bit different than most other people, is we only purchase books you can sell in new condition.
Mm-hmm.
So he won't even get, if it's got a sticker on it and it looks like it might be a little hard to take off, he's like, nah, next.
Not messing with it.
There's too many out there to choose from. But so this is pretty much it, or you?
I usually go into the sort, like a lot of these settings, you can have your cost and fees set up in settings, so make sure those are accurate. So if you have a prep center, you can usually put your prep cost in there, whether it's 50 cents, $1, whatever it is. And then your shipping cost per pound to ship to Amazon, you usually want to put whatever that is in there for you as well. And your profit and ROI screen. Again, you want to put your ROI pretty low because you never know what you're going to run into. And my gross profit number is a minimum of $2 personally. Well, that's just me. So this way you'll see everything, and you can filter by on the results page. You can filter however you want to filter, and I'll hit save from there.
And that's pretty much it.
Oh, that is it.
And that's how you search. And then you click search, and we just wait. and then of course, I've already got some in here. I actually got to a point where I got all 20,000 stocked up, and then I was learning about reverse wholesale not wholesale because I don't have the accounts, but library search. I was learning all that while I was sorting through this because, as you can see,
it's a lot.
19,844. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, man.
Yeah,
I was
that's a
like,
lot.
because you were like, always keep it running, and I was like, that's such a great idea, but
Oh yeah, but you have to have somebody.
where are you gonna put it?
This is where virtual assistants are godsend.
Yeah.
But you have to, not only do you have to have it running, but you have to actually have, someone going through it, or you have to go through it personally. So, but you can go through these. You can go through and actually sort them as well.
Yeah.
So if you were looking at, say for instance, you want to see what your most profitable items were, you can actually sort it by gross profit. If you want to see how many actually sell the most per month, you can sort it by that as well. Just by clicking at the top here.
So I already know how I go about this. I'm gonna reset all these and then walk us through your thought process.
Usually what I do is I want the velocity, the quickest turning items.
Okay.
So usually the thing that I look for first is going to be go over to monthly sales.
Okay.
And let's see. If you don't know, you can move these columns and the actual rows wherever you want them to. That's why everybody looks a little bit different, which is good. Let's see. Wait, product size. Oh, yeah, there you go. Estimate monthly sales. See it all the way over there on the right.
There we go.
Over.
I didn't even know that was there, dude.
Yeah. So on that one, you can actually sort. If you go up, you can sort it.
So you want to sort it?
Yeah,
okay.
I want to sort it first and sort it the other way. So you can see the most.
See, I like this because this is significantly. Did I make it mad? There we go.
There you go. So now you see the items with the lowest or the lowest BSR in theory because they sell the most. And this right here will tell you which items will be good for you to source if you're ungated in those items.
So
and then of course look at your profit margins. Looks like you have some in there. It's like we need to set the Let's go to the filters on gross profit.
I think my cheap mouse is giving out. So let's do gross profit. You said $2.
Yeah.
Up to I'd probably just put some ridiculous in there, and then your gross ROI, I may not need to mess with.
Do you have your keeper graph on the columns?
Right here?
You actually can set it so go to you can actually see your keeper graph right there in a column as well.
I forget, how do you do that?
If you go up to not reset, scroll over a little bit. Scroll over.
I was trying to use my mouse.
Manage columns.
There we go.
And you can actually have it so keeper graph.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
And what that usually I do that so that way I can tell at a glance if Amazon is in stock on that item and look at the keeper graph without having to hover over it or click on it. And probably pushed it over to the right hand side. Yeah, there you go. See if you notice the one right below, you can tell right there that Amazon's in stock. Right there, just without not even having to click into it.
I'm so glad you showed me that. I think what it was when I first started doing it, I didn't do that, and then as I started I spent so much time on Keeper Graph now for online arbitrage. I forgot to go back and turn that back on.
Yeah.
But so really, you could sort by this. You really leave that column alone. It can be just wherever.
Yeah, it could be
wherever. You're just going to sort it, and then this. I kind of feel like should be closer to my product.
Yeah, usually I have this over to the right, the keeper graph, and I have usually the keeper graph. I usually have both product images similar to how you have them side by side. That way you can make sure they match, and the titles. I usually have those pretty close to each other, and profit, gross profits.
Okay.
And then from there, I would start going down the list. We talked about taking the ones that were out of stock, and we actually included them in the search. So if you've already gone through here and looked at the ones that were out of stock, then you can go in and set the filter to take those out of the equation or take those out of the results so you're not seeing those as well. If you're looking at buying items right now, then of course you don't want to see ones that are in stock.
Right. So what about What about something like this? Let's
Mm-hmm.
see. It's $14.99. Looks like ball cap MLB Detroit Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
$20 return. It says the price looks consistent, but what I don't see here
Is there
is
BSR?
yeah.
Yeah, on this one, I've noticed that sometimes where Keepa will have these where they don't have sales history. So on these, you may have to go a little bit step further and actually click on the product and look at the camel graph as well.
This
So you can look at the camel on this one as well.
keep in mind I don't pay for any of this, so
Yeah, camel's free.
um,
Yeah, so you can set that up whenever you want to. But
okay.
you can also look at the if you go back, if you go to the analysis, where's the magnifying glass?
This
No, not search title. The one that shows you the number of sellers. The magnifying glass. Scroll over. Oh, you must not have that one set up over
new sellers.
here. Yeah, I think that's the one. Right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, if you click on that, it tells you how many sellers there are and how many estimated. I actually like to look at this page because it shows you, it's the technical edge page. It shows you every seller and how many they have in stock. So right now you can tell that there's one merchant fulfilled seller on the listing. They have 2 in stock.
What?
Yeah, so the rank is 0, so it's not keeping. It tells you everything. Yeah, so this is very valuable.
This is why I want to go online. So when you buy a book and it says there's 300 people selling it, but each of them only have 1 in stock.
Yeah.
Jungle Scout says, "Well, we sell 600 of those a month." I'm like, "All right, I can get 2 of them."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So this is usually a pretty good tool to use.
I didn't know I got this information with this subscription.
Yeah.
Golly, man.
Yeah. This is one of the things that I definitely love because not only can you tell how many sellers there are, but you can tell how many they have in stock. So if you're looking at the Keeper graph where the prices crash, and you need to know how many that seller has in stock in order to get it back up to the price that you want to sell it at, you can say, okay, after this person sells out, the buy box will adjust.
Yeah.
What's an example of a number of a high performing product? Like, say you found one that sells 2 a month, 3 a month, 100 a month. What's an example of a high number for that product?
For me, I want to be on the end of in the hundreds or 50 plus. You can go for the ones that sell 3, 4, 5 a month, but you have to look at how many sellers are out there and the actual history. So if you're looking at a year history and we're coming up into August, how many did it sell that August? And looking at, okay, is this a seasonal item? Why is it not selling? Is it the price? Looking at the Keeper graph, because a lot of times when you look at the Keeper graph, it'll tell you like if the price was ever lower at one point and the BSR went down, and then the price went back up and the BSR went up as well, and it's not having a lot of sales. That tells you that a product will sell well. It just needs to be at the price that it was selling well at in the past, where the BSR dipped. So that's where reading the Keeper graph is important.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's just all a matter of what you feel is the right buy for you guys. But this one, like I said, doesn't have a BSR, so I would go off the camel once you have that set up. And I would look at that personally.
Yeah, because it says it's not in our database.
Oh, okay. So this might be a brand new product then.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be a brand new product. So, this one, it's kind of a shot in the dark. Personally, I don't like to gamble with with my money personally.
Right.
But, I want to have. I want to know.
What's Warren Buffett's rule, Dominic?
Don't ever lose money ever.
What's rule number 2?
See rule number 1.
That's where I'm like, that's a great rule, Warren, but it's not working, man.
Yeah. So again, this is all to minimize your exposure. So I mean, just at a glance, I can see this one here. I wouldn't buy because of Amazon's in stock. They were out of stock for just a little bit, but I still wouldn't mess with it because you can see how the BSR spiked once Amazon went out of stock. Again, different people have different philosophies. This is one that I would look at just looking at the Keeper graph.
Yeah.
You can tell that it sells very well, and the prices level back off because the BSR.
This is so nice, man. Because I mean, I would hate to skip over a product. And one thing I hesitate to do is delete stuff. You know, I might hide it or adjust it or move it to a different folder, but I hate deleting it if I haven't analyzed it completely.
Well, yeah, well, just
but
set it
if
up
I
and put
look
it on
at
the
it and
folder,
I'm like, well, Amazon's selling this one,
Yeah.
like right now, I know I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Then I can just skip it, and I have my keeper graph right here, and that's just amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, that way you're not spending a lot of time clicking
Yeah.
into all these different listings, and it just after a while after you get this page set up to the way that you want it to see what you want to see,
Yeah.
you can just scroll through these pretty quickly and see which ones make the most sense for you.
Have you ever messed with library search at all?
Nah, that's one thing I wish I would have started out with was books because it's such a large ROI.
All right,
I just don't know. I just don't know a lot about them.
With online, there's still quite a bit of a learning curve. Dude, these are around the corner. There's this one place right here, 10 cent.
Really?
Yeah, 10 cents. Now, you got to realize, like, you're looking at a lot of potential garbage.
But still, I mean,
but you
donate what doesn't work, and then you got something else to do.
What did we do? We went up there. What did we spend the first day? $5 between the two of us?
To summarize what books have been beneficial or how they've turned out for me, is similar to your 100 to find profit. That was what I did for the first check that I received was $10.
Right.
Proof it works.
Right.
The check that I'm going to get on August 5th, since investing not 1,000 but still scaling it where I'm at, my check's going to be $550 in a month's time.
Yeah. So I mean that's awesome, man. I mean the ROI is just insane in books. It's one of those things I wish I would have gotten into. It's just I didn't learn about it until probably a few months ago. So it's like,
yeah, my low end, I think at one point I spent $300 on books in several holes, and my low end ROI, like my bottom dollar, was going to be like $750.
What's happening, Steve? Yeah.
Hey, that probably Taker.
Hey,